What's poppin' YouTube? It's King Bril coming back at you again with another video, and y'all love asking me this question down in the comments, so I finally decided to make a video about it. Here you guys go. How do I find my curly hair type? What is my or your curly hair type? If you ever heard people say 4A hair, or I have 3B hair, or I have 4C hair, and you never really knew what it meant, or you know why people are using that or where that came from, I'm going to show you guys everything and the whole reason why it's relevant in this video. We talking about it this entire video, breaking everything down. I bet. So where did this curly hair type chart come from? It all came from this dude named Andre Walker. And Andre Walker was a mean hairstylist in the 90s. And when I tell you he was nice, he was nice. He was Oprah's hairstylist. And he made this chart to better help him tend to the different types of hair, different types of clients he had. Of course, he had white, Asian, black, all those people coming to that one guy. So he made up a chart with 9 different hair types and textures to help him determine what methods he was going to use for each type of hair so that they can get the bomb hairstyles that they want. This chart measures how curly your hair is. That is it. That is all. Really quick, you guys, if you think you already know your hair type or what you think your hair type is, I want you to comment it down below. Down below, make sure you comment right now. There are 9 different curly hair types, right? And these 9 different types are split up into 4 different categories. The first category is straight, bone straight. That means your hair don't have no natural curl. That means it's just straight, don't waver, no curl. It's just bone straight naturally. Type 2 is a lot like type 1, but it's a lot more curly, but it's not as curly as type 3 and type 4. All right, so type 2 is considered wavy as opposed to curly because it has that hair that kind of want to curl, but it don't really curl and it still hangs. So type 2 is more so wavy. Boom. Type 3 hair. Type 3 is generally curly, super curly. And when I say curls, I'm not talking about any curls. I'm talking about those big juicy looking curls. A lot of people who have quote unquote good hair, they probably have type 3 hair or something very close to it, because this type of hair has the best, well, not the best, but the biggest and most visible curl pattern. Last but not least is type 4 hair. Now, just a moment of clarity, right? If you clicked on this video because you feel like you might have the same hair type as me based on a few of my physical features, then you probably got type 4 hair, all right? You probably got type 4 hair if you clicked on this video because you think you might have the same hair type as me. That's as specific as I'm gonna get, all right? And type 4 hair is very curly, so much so that it begins to have this mean shrinkage habit because it's so curly. And sometimes it's so curly that you can't even see the curls that it has because they're so small and so tight. If type 1 is straight, type 2 is wavy, type 3 is curly, type 4 is super curly, meaning kinky. Kinky is type 4. And just so you guys know, the information I'll be delivering in this video is more so geared towards type 3 and type 4 hair. So if you really think you got type 1 and type 2 hair, then just let me know down in the comments and I'll be sure to make a video just for you type 1s and type 2ers. All right, boom. So we talked about type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4. The number is taken care of. We just talked about that first number. The second thing we got to talk about is the letter. And really, the most important part for you to know is the number. As long as you know the number, you can kind of, you can already know what kind of things and what kind of habits you're going to have to take care of your curly hair. However, the letter generally only tells you how big or how small your curls are. For example, let's say I had 4A hair. Let's say somebody else has 4C hair. Generally, our hair regimens are going to be just about the same. They're going to be just about the same because they're still type 4. It's just that 4A might have a little bit bigger curls than somebody with 4C. And the letter also refers to just how much shrinkage you have. Of course, if you have type 4 hair, you have the most shrinkage out of everybody. But if you have 4C as opposed to 4A, that means you probably only have the most shrinkage compared to anybody. So when it comes to your curly hair journey or your hair journey period, it's gonna seem like your hair isn't growing as fast as some other people's. Pull it out full length and you'll be able to see how much shrinkage you have. So once again, why is this all important? Because you need to know your hair type to know how to take care of your hair. You need to know your hair type to know how to get your hair curly. You need to know your hair type to know what habits and what products are going to make your hair grow long and what products are going to make your hair look shitty, all right? You have to know these things. So for example, let's say we take somebody with type 1 hair, all right? So if you're type 1, you're going to kind of need a lot more protein than moisture because your hair is already naturally oily, which means you gotta wash it a lot more than normal. So moisture is not your problem if you have type 1 or something close to type 1 hair. If you have type 4 hair or anything close to it, then you're probably gonna have to worry a lot more about moisture than you do protein, all right? You definitely need to worry about moisture because your hair naturally gets dry easily. When it's dry, it could stop it from curling, it could break it off more, it would definitely make it so it grows slower and it's very easy to break. However, you don't need to worry about protein as much because your hair is already naturally strong, which is a telltale sign in the way it coils or shrinks back up. So, pro tip, if you guys want to see how much protein your hair has, this is a trick. You want to pull your hair out and then you want to let it go. If it snaps back into your afro or whatever you got really fast, then you probably have a lot of protein in your hair, which is a great sign. However, if you pull it out and it kind of stays where it's at, that means your hair might need a little bit of protein. The people who naturally have a lot of shrinkage naturally have a lot of protein in their hair. The people who naturally have very oily skin and hair probably naturally have a lot of moisture in their hair. I almost forgot, if you ever had your hair perm, dyed, or anything like that, make sure you do this protein test because that is one of the only scenarios that I can think of where type 4 hair would need more protein. Woo! Okay, so time for a bonus question. Let's see if you guys really rock with King Bril. If you do, tell me right now, what curly hair type does King Bril have? You probably only know this if you watch the rest of my videos and watch some of the less popular videos. So if you really rocking with me, then you kind of know what hair type I have. Let's see the comments down below. I'm interested to see who gets it right. So how do you know what curly hair type you have? It's best to get your hair as curly as possible. And when I say curly as possible, I mean in a natural state of curly, all right? I mean no twist outs. All I want you to do is do a wash and go. If you don't know what a wash and go is, it's basically when you wash your hair, deep condition it, and put curl cream in it. You need to see your natural curl pattern. And when you see a natural curl pattern, you can judge by the size of the curls whether or not you have type 4 or type 3 or type 1, type 2, anything like that, all right? And understand that it's very hard to tell the difference between 4A, 4B, and 4C. It's hard to tell the difference between 3A, 3B, and 3C, and so on and so forth, especially if you have the same number. So what I would do is, you want to give yourself a 1 standard deviation of error. So me, if you guys didn't comment or guess it, I believe I have 4B hair. Some days I feel like my hair is 4C. Some days I feel like it's 4A when my curls look really big. But I really think that means I'm 4B, somewhere in the middle. So you guys, you want to look at this chart and say, hey, get your hair really curly. Then look at this chart and say, hey, what size are my curls? But the biggest thing, you guys, don't worry about the letter. A lot of people trip out over saying, hey, I got 4C. Yeah, you think your hair doesn't curl or my hair is bad. I hate that, man. Stop saying that. It's not that your hair is bad. You just don't know what to do with your hair to get it popping. All right, so the very last thing that I want to tell you guys about in terms of your curly hair type. Your curly hair type, it really doesn't matter what your curly hair type is. I'm gonna just be honest with you. All right, a lot of people don't say this on YouTube. It does not matter. If you made it this far in the video, then you deserve to know that it does not matter, my guy. What matters more than what curly hair type you have is what porosity your hair type is, all right? You need to learn whether your hair is high porosity or whether your hair is low porosity. But what determines, your products, everything, how you sleep at night, how much water to put in your hair, when to put in water in your hair, whether it be warm or cold or hot water you put in your hair, all of that is being determined by what porosity your hair is, not what hair type you have. And if you don't know how to find your hair porosity, or if you want to know more about hair porosity in general, I already have a hair porosity video, but I'm probably going to make another one because that's just, what I'm saying, I just feel like making more YouTube videos. So watch out for the hair porosity video. It'll be coming sometime next week or it might come tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment, so you guys can know exactly when the next video is coming. You better click the bell. Ain't no way you watching this long and you ain't subscribed, bro. Peace.